record. What is up, guys? Welcome to episode... What episode is this?
What kind of...
Hey guys, StraightUpHippo here.
Episode 83 of Drivecast. We hope you guys enjoyed. I apologise that there was no Mixcloud upload last week.
Slacker.
You can fuck off, CJ. How about you go and fucking render it yourself, okay, cunt? Come back to me when you upload every day. Oh, yeah. The thing is, when you do upload, it's shit anyway. And
it gets no views.
We've got plenty of topics today. We're going to be talking about... Hold up, I need to get the topics on my phone. We're going to FH3 demo. YouTube censoring us Negroes out in the wildlife.
No, I'm triggered. Just call me a black person.
We're going to be talking about how Tupac influenced the way the universe moves. If you could have
Cam topic.
If you could have one Xbox One backwards compatibility game, what would it be? And then obviously Q&A questions at the end also. And then Niner has got a few stories to tell, I hear.
Right, first of all, I want to just let everyone know in the comments below that this nigga Cam is on some Hitler shit today. He's like, he's angry.
Yeah.
So
He's
I feel
feisty.
I am lyrics for lyrics calm right now.
No,
Are you sure?
You on the TV? Hi, Mom.
You won't be by the end of this podcast, I can tell you that.
Lyrics for lyrics hype. So you're...
Anyway,
guys.
Oh, okay. I feel it right now.
As y'all know, the Gran Turismo Sport demo is out next week. Highly anticipated. It's probably going to be one of the best Gran Turismo games we've had since...
Right, so Forza Horizon 3's demo is coming out next week. We should talk about... No, it's a shit joke.
If your viewers have brain cells, they know what I'm talking about. So don't interrupt me. Just a joke. You don't have to fucking interrupt me. I'm not CJ.
It's a pretty shit joke.
CJ, you can't control me.
It's a pretty shit joke.
Are you triggered? Like Gran Turismo is being delayed till 2020.
It was just a shit joke.
Are you triggered?
No.
Are you triggered?
A shit joke.
Seem a tad bit triggered.
It's just there's a difference between being triggered and just telling a shit joke. It's all about the delivery. It's all about how you say it. It's about how potent you say it, and that was just a shit joke.
Straight face delivery. Go on. Talk about your subject.
I'm actually an optic, actually.
I'm done.
Horizon 3. It has demo coming out next Tuesday. It's 12th. It's 12th. It's a 12th. So it's Monday.
I thought it was the 11th.
That's a Monday. It's a Monday. It's a Monday.
Why does it have to be a Monday?
Yeah, that kind of sucks. I did mention this a couple weeks ago. I said, hey, I have Labor Day sometime this month, which is usually on the first Monday of the month. And then I realized I had the 5th off and not the 12th, which is 7 days later. And I was very...
Can you move the release date for the demo?
Well, it's a bit late
move it to a Saturday.
That was like Monday. Labor Day was like last Monday for Niner.
Yeah. Or
so
2 days ago.
It's that day where all women in America go into labor.
No, that's not what it is.
Well, it is, CJ. I got pregnant on Labor Day, bitch.
So does the ground shake because there's so many women going, ah!
That's the Oklahoma earthquake. That's what that was caused by.
What has Drivecast?
That's a shit joke. That doesn't even make any
sense. Come to? Don't ask that like we haven't had autistic episodes in the past. Please.
I don't know, Cam. I think the whole point of a podcast is to have, just freely speak amongst ourselves, and it doesn't necessarily have to have a main topic at hand.
Yeah.
We want to talk about subjects like we fucking Vsauce, nigga. Hey, Vsauce.
Hey, Vsauce. Michael here. Let me spit facts.
Michael here. 6 gonorrhea facts.
So you say that, but I did put a topic in that talked about how Tupac is related to the universe.
You want me to spit facts? You want me to spit facts?
I want you to spit in my face.
Tway.
Who says a word when they spit? Tway.
Tway. Sounded French.
Tway.
Oh God. Where was the subject of Horizon?
Yeah. Horizon 3 has a demo next week, Monday. What do we think is going to be in it? We might have already talked about this.
Yeah, we did. We did last week.
Did we?
One thing I
could have sworn we did not.
We talked about what we expect in the demo. It might not have been last week, but I know we talked about it.
Oh, we
on
did.
a-
Yeah,
on-
it was last week. My bad.
Yeah.
I want to say something.
Okay.
Say it.
I didn't know that Horizon 2 because I didn't have an Xbox One when Horizon 2 was released. So, I didn't know that the demo had an online aspect to it. I was very shocked. Like I couldn't even imagine being online on a demo. So, can anyone who experienced that tell me what the fuck it was about and what you did?
Pretty sure it was just free roam in a few races. I
Was
can't
it?
even remember it. I kind of vaguely remember there was online, but I don't really remember there was online.
Okay.
I do
So
remember being in an Evo with someone, and there was 2 Evos side by side, and that was it, and we were just roaming around. That's what I distinctly remember, but I could be wrong.
So I imagine that there might be, or probably will be, an online aspect. To the
Every
demo.
time you start the demo back up, you have to play through all of it as well. That's something that I distinctly remember.
Oh god, that's disgusting.
So you're gonna have to play through it all over again when you want to go play it and stuff. That's gonna be great. I will probably leave my Xbox on though because I'm a lazy bastard.
Oh my god.
Hey, by then I'll have one.
Oh,
My Xbox on right now.
it was mine. Should turn it
Can we mention the fact that actually, you know, can we tell a few stories of what happened in the Skype call a few days ago and how CJ got really triggered to the point where he actually spent $300 on an Xbox?
Yeah, go for it. The floor is yours, Lana.
All right. So a few days ago, we were in a Skype call. I'm pretty sure it was
2 days ago.
on Sunday or Monday. Forgot which day.
Monday.
Doesn't really matter. Regardless, we were in about a 7-hour call. I would guess. And about halfway through, we're alternating between Horizon and Battlefield 1. We mainly did Horizon. We did Horizon, went over to Battlefield, came back to Horizon, and I'm pretty sure it was while we were transitioning over from Horizon to Battlefield is when CJ started getting triggered.
Yeah.
But basically,
You guys say what you guys were doing for a couple hours.
Okay. So we were about to start something. It was Cam, Jay, and I in the lobby, I'm pretty sure, with a few others. And we're just waiting on CJ. We're like, hey, CJ, are you going to join this? And we got very vague answers. It's like the YouTube terms of service we're going to talk about in a bit. And
I love that.
we're getting very vague answers. And CJ is like, oh, yeah, and then I want to say 5 to 10 minutes pass. And then Cam was like, CJ, what the fuck are you doing? And then CJ says, oh, I'm on Drive Club. I'm like, you couldn't have said this earlier. You couldn't have fucking said this earlier. So we're like, all right, fine. Let's just play Horizon without him. So we played a little more. And then I want to say about half an hour, 45 minutes later, we started playing Battlefield. And CJ was basically just left out of the whole group because we're playing Battlefield together. We're just playing all these games together. And
on the Xbox One, which he
he's
doesn't
like,
have.
Yeah, on the Xbox One. His brother owns it. He can't play the Xbox One until his brother comes on and kicks him off of fucking streaming. So we're playing Battlefield, and he's like, oh, can you guys oh man, please do help. Oh man, this song is really good in this game. It's like, CJ, we really don't care. We're not playing the game that you're playing, so we don't care. And then he's like, wow, why are you guys being so fucking rude? And it's like, okay, we're not playing the game that we're playing.
I didn't say that.
Oh, you
I didn't
did.
say rude.
Oh, whatever. Regardless, he was saying all of this stupid bullshit that CJ normally says in Skype calls, and it just came down to the point where we're just making fun of him for not having an Xbox. Like, CJ, if you didn't pour your shit money from the store that you work at into that stupid PlayStation 4, which, let me remind the whole group right here, he said that he spent money on the PlayStation for Drive Club after it was fucking dead, and for Watch Dogs.
And Gran
fucking
Turismo.
Watch
And
Dogs.
Gran Turismo Delay Sport.
Oh, okay, yeah, the delay sport.
Well, when I bought it, it wasn't delayed.
Yeah, but it is delayed.
Yeah, it's delayed no matter what. So,
yeah, you're still a packy.
Anyway,
You're getting kicked.
You're getting removed, fam. He's not coming back, by the way. He's been removed from the group.
did you actually remove
I
him?
have removed him from the group.
I
have that power. I can do that to anyone.
So
know that.
we're just making fun of him for having a PlayStation and being a fucking dickhead for buying a PlayStation, and he was just getting really mad, and it was really funny because he was involved in, yeah.
Right now,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
make him say sorry to me. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna send him a Snapchat. I'm gonna say, call me your dad, and I'll add you back. That's what I'm gonna say. So, CJ, you're on Drivecast right now. Call me your dad, and I'll invite you back. Right. Hopefully, we'll get a reply shortly, and then I'll add him back. No one's gonna watch his version anyway. I don't feel guilty in the slightest. He completely deserved that. No need for racism. There's never need for racism. We're all one race. That's how I see it. In the end of the day, we're all one. We're all here for one reason. That's to love each other. And I love you
We're
guys.
A1.
We're A1.
You
And
called
that's
me-
my opinion!
You called me a nigger before this chat started, before the podcast started. You called me a nigger.
And you called me. That was playful banter though, because we were exchanging racial remarks. It wasn't like I just said it out of nowhere. You said it to me first. I don't say it provoked.
That is a one.
And we are of the coloured variety. We are the minorities. So it's kind of different in this case. He is of the mass.
I genuinely don't think I'm gonna be able to record Drivecast. This is gonna be a bit of a weird. You guys are fucking freezing every 5 seconds again, and I'm not having this. Look at this shit. You're just freezing every 2 seconds. Look at this.
I don't think CJ realised. He's just sent me a message saying calm on Skype. But again, I don't feel like that was really out of place. This isn't what our ancestors wanted. Maybe he did because he's a KKK member.
Oh my god.
But this isn't what this isn't what my grandparents fought for in society.
Right.
Right, I'm gonna add him back.
My niggas came over on the boat. Like, hey, in the USA. Start picking cotton and shit.
Oh shit.
They're not even where my ones came from. My niggas came from niggas got taken to Jamaica, and then they just stayed there, started talking like, hey man, you want the blood? And
Do you ever do that shit to me again? I will.
Bye.
Why?
I don't know why he talks shit. I genuinely don't know why he talks shit. He says, you ever do that to me again, I will quite gladly do that to me again. There's no need for racial remarks on Drivecast. That's not what we're about. We're about having fun, and we're about having fun. So, with that being said...
Wait, hold on. I have a perfect slogan for Drivecast, actually. Hold on. Just, hold your dad real quick, okay? Just hold your dad. Okay, so I have a slogan for Drivecast. It's called, Chilled, Chatty, and Cars.
Oh, Jay, tell me you get that. Please tell me you get that.
Well, I just don't. I can imagine it's linked to something furry. Y'all niggas having EK in your fucking history, nigga. Dirty. Clean it.
Oh, he's not in mine.
He left
okay.
some wolf shits in my bed.
Oh my god. Yeah, I love it. No, really, EK, it's all love. If you want to collab, hit me up.
I've asked CJ to be normal, so hopefully he's normal.
Come on, guys. Who do you guys want to collab with on YouTube the most?
Who do I want to collab on YouTube with the most?
Oh, this is a good topic.
There's so many people.
Honestly, I'd love to get Casey Neistat's nose on my channel. I think that's a goal in my life. His nose needs to just be on the thumbnail on my video. In fact, I could do that, but I don't want to be clickbait. I want him in my video, so I might fly over to wherever he is.
New York. Manhattan, to be specific.
Manhattan? I'ma fly over to Manhattan like, hey, papi, hey. Come with this accent. I don't even know I was doing a Mexican accent there, nigga. Like, hey, you know I'm from New York. I'm a real New Yorker.
Fuck it. Hey.
Fuck it.
Oh shit.
I'm from Brooklyn. Nigga, I'm a working ass citizen. So
Don't fuck with those ISIS niggas.
On a real level, you would say PewDiePie. Because you gotta be making that motherfucking money. Make that motherfucking money.
PewDiePie, you fucking blow up like a balloon.
You guys may disagree with mine, but I really want to keep it relatable. I genuinely, this is a 100% honest question. I wouldn't mind doing one with Slap Train.
What are you guys even
Imagine
talking
that.
about?
You're lying.
Imagine that.
No.
Lying.
You want to collab. You know Slap Train does 20-minute non-cuts. Imagine you being in a 20-minute non-cut video.
Would you be able to collab?
You told me that you can't do that. So imagine.
Well, he's not the
At
one
the
ending
same
the
time,
video.
I can make those drifting grunts like, whoa, whoa.
That's not a grunt. That's more of a whale.
Oh, shut the fuck up, CJ, cunt.
I wouldn't mind collabing with or some Disney toys, to be honest.
Hey guys, some Disney toys here.
That's my opinion. I don't know.
definitely collab with what's his name.
Yourself.
No.
Alan.
How would that even work?
That Black Panther guy seems pretty cool. Hey,
Actually, collab.
I would
Oh,
say.
I already did.
I would say.
Been there.
I'm gonna say Matty C is my answer.
Oh, that was my answer. Manny C. Well, it was. Well, now that
Thing is
God,
that
why do you
actually
call
genuinely
Maddie
makes
C?
sense.
That's so fucking cringe.
That makes
Matthew-
sense for CJ though,
Matthew C. Yeah, I actually wanted to.
because you're both fucking retards.
Yep.
Oh my god. Savage.
Both fucking got autism.
At least when I'm in a
Wait,
Skype
wait,
call. Shut up! I was speaking first.
No,
At least when I'm in a
who the
Skype call
fuck
with Manny
do you
C.
think you're talking to? I am a bigger YouTuber. I'm superior to your small
What
fucking
is
ass.
going on?
Shut the fuck up, okay?
Hey, there's
This
like a
sounds
15 year
fucking-
gap.
Okay.
This is fucking cancer. What the hell is going on?
But hey, at least when I'm in a Skype call with Matty C, he won't kick me every 10 seconds.
Oh, asking to get kicked again. It's like you want it.
It's like you want to get kicked.
It's like you're baiting, and I believe you are at some point. 'Cause what
It's
the
like
fuck?
you bait.
And when you went out to lunch with Theo, or in general, if you're ever around Theo, have you ever mentioned CJ and that Matthew guy just...
Have you ever mentioned his
I will
head
say we
shape?
have had conversations and they're awfully similar.
Have you ever mentioned his?
No,
his...
I mean...
No. I had a question.
Like, have you
Yeah,
ever...
hold up a second. Don't fucking talk over me like I'm invisible. How fucking dare you?
Have
You say
ever, like, talked about organizing CJ to do a collab
Oh,
with
yeah.
Matthew? Have you ever talked about that?
No. Oddly enough, that's not something that comes in conversation. And I don't really want to help CJ in that way, to be honest.
I just don't know how Nina talks about someone that doesn't.
Mate,
even
I
fucking
can
know.
organize it myself.
Look with that.
Just being talked over back and fucking forth. I'm so sorry,
Jay's been talked over by CJ. Jay, there's no need to do that. At this point,
no need.
Oh, I'm not doing anything. I'm having a.
No,
Come on.
Jay, at this point, I'm the only one that's actually recording. CJ's version's fucked up and Nine said he's not recording, so there's no need to ruin my version. I'm not doing anything wrong to you at this moment in time.
Fucking.
Oh, I
bitches.
call rendering out Mixcloud this week.
No,
Shut the fuck
I'm not
No.
giving you any password to anything at all.
No.
You're not
No.
getting passwords. That's not
You said
happening.
it. No, I'll just render it out and give you the file.
No. You're gonna do it at some shit quality, like 128 kilobytes.
Well,
or some
also,
shit.
I was kicked for like 5 minutes, so.
Oh, you wouldn't have been kicked if you didn't
If you-
get cocky. Also, on a packy, you stupid, disgusting, awful.
First off, he brought it on himself, so
I
there's
didn't
that.
bring it on anyone.
See,
I was
how
being
about-
completely calm.
How about,
very exclusive.
how about you change your fucking sheet covers? Because I've seen the same sheet covers on your bags for like the past 3 months, right?
Like,
Oh.
how often did you change yours?
Once
I
a week?
change mine
What?
when they start.
I change mine once a week. That's because I actually have
Yeah, but
good
once a week.
hygiene, unlike you.
I
You
change
fat,
mine
disgusting
when-
cunt.
I change mine when they begin to get a bit stinky because I sweat and I sweat often. So I
I
change
change
them.
mine once a year.
I sweat
Oh
like.
my god, that's gross.
So first
Wait, I
off, you
don't-
need to wash that. You need to wash that. And second of all, you need to take off that fucking pointy KKK hat. That's what you need to do.
CJ,
What hat?
CJ, this is a serious question. I want you to seriously be real with me. Do you change the sheet, the cover of your sheet? You change that every year. You must be.
Wait, what? Hold on, what are you talking about? This?
That the bottom cover and the
Oh, no. I do that like once a month.
Oh my god, it's still gross.
I thought you were talking about this. I
no,
was
no.
like,
So I needed to confirm that because if it was once a year.
Wait. So you're talking about the bedding, this, right?
whatever you call that, yeah. I
You
thought
change
that's what
that every year.
Yeah, I switch.
The cover.
Like in the winter, I have a bigger one than that, and in the summer I have a less
We're
one.
getting confused here. We're all getting confused.
No, we're not. CJ
Stop.
changes the bottom thing every month, and he changes the bedding every year.
Well, just this blanket thing, yeah.
So you keep the bottom sheet of your bed on there all year long?
What, this?
No,
No.
he keeps the bottom on there for a month and the top on there for a year.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
Doesn't he's talking about the actual sheet itself, the actual material? Like he changes that every year. Like
We're
this.
talking about the covers.
Like the top layer.
Oh,
What the
this
fuck is
thing
this?
here. What does this even? What does this have to do with our podcast? We're a racing podcast.
What are you
right?
fucking talking about? A podcast is. Oh, for fuck's
CJ,
sake,
you come up
CJ.
with some stupid topics before we even start recording, so don't even come with any of that BS.
So what he changes a year, because if he changes his sheets here, then why? That's unnecessary.
Yeah, well, how'd that conversation even come up?
How did a conversation?
I told you.
You always you dip into fucking Cam for saying you do your intros with your eyes closed when he doesn't, and then you're like, why do I have to? Why does my video have to be sideways?
You're comparing that to a
CJ,
recent event in a 13-year-old video. Don't talk over me, all right? You've had your chance to speak.
CJ, how could CJ
Dun 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 dun.
shows when he literally fucking lips his cat on camera, literally fucking kissed his fucking toy
You know
cat
what?
on
I know, right?
webcam.
That's really, you know.
No, that doesn't work with
Come
you,
on.
little fucking puny,
How
insignificant cretin. Kill yourself.
What the fuck are you doing, CJ? You're just going. I don't know.
I was rocking shit.
CJ, it's like you are here. It's like we are all having a nice time, and then you're a whirlwind, and it's like you're just trying to trigger people. It's like you're trying to provoke someone in some way.
I commented on your version of Drivecast and said it annoys them the way we are to CJ. Well, here is the reason why we are the way we are to CJ. This nigger is rude to me when most of the time, the majority of the time, I am actually quite friendly to CJ. I don't really like to make him feel any way. But that's going to change because you're a cunt. You fucking nerd. You are going to shoot the school up, you nerd. I don't even care if your video gets taken down.
Also, I want to say this because I feel like I've been painted in a bad light around
You are.
CJ.
You're a fucking
No. I only say shit when CJ says something first, and that is, you can look, and or unless I have a counter argument that's completely valid, and CJ's going on for too long, and that's for entertainment purposes. That's
What
not
about,
me just cutting him.
what about the Acura thing then?
Okay, that's just
What about
fucking
it?
stupid. Okay,
The Integra
I'm not
thing,
gonna
that was a
mention
legit point. That wasn't even an argument. That wasn't even bullying. That was a legit point. That was stupid.
No.
And everyone agreed with me in the comments, so I've got the majority vote. If this was if this was a presidential election, I would have won.
Yeah, but then again, no one did their research, really. They just agreed with you because they follow you.
It doesn't matter. That's what Donald Trump's going to do, and he's going to win.
Yeah, right.
So
you know anything about the presidential election right now? It's actually quite close.
when Donald Trump is up there right now, yeah, and he's lying. When he's president, they're going to say, "Oh, well, you didn't do your research." No, they're going to be saying Donald Trump's president. That's
I'm
what they're
going to
gonna
be
saying.
totally honest. I don't really care what you're saying. I'm going to win this presidential debate. He doesn't do that anymore. From what I've heard, he's like really loud. Like,
He's a-
it's like really.
He's like Hitler, basically.
He's legit got a slug on his head.
Reich!
He's legit got a slug on his head. Like that's the only way you can kind of explain it.
It's a furry slug.
Literally looks like that female teacher from Monsters Inc. I've seen that meme so much, but he legit does look like that. And he's gonna be running. And he's gonna be running your motherfucking country soon. God, you Yanks.
Oh, that's hot.
You Yanks are screwed.
Looks like
Well,
Ross.
too bad I can't vote and do something about it, so not my fault. And plus, I'm a Bernie supporter, so...
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That
but Bernie is in the fucking election now.
Yeah, I know. He got gipped by Hillary Clinton, who deserves to be in...
He's saying I'm a Kanye supporter. He's not even fucking running.
Kanye's trash.
No, that's like saying.
Wait. What did you just say about Kanye, motherfucker?
Yay, it's in the
building! Put the motherfucking hands in the air! No, that's like saying you support a GoFundMe, but you haven't put any money towards it.
Well, but there's a difference because I legally can put money towards a GoFundMe, but I can't legally vote. So
No, I'm not. No, you don't understand the concept. That's like saying you put money toward. That's saying you have an investment towards something when you don't at all because you can't vote. You can have an emotional investment, but you can't actually have a change.
What are you even on about? That's what what are you
I'm
even on
using
about?
cum rub to wipe the drink off my face.
Oh, hi.
Fun fact, I've got a hairdryer right here.
What the hell?
On your dick and put it on plug. This is probably the worst podcast ever. On like,
It all started when CJ started spewing shit at the start. That's when it all went downhill. Anyway, let's get this shit back on track. Let's talk.
I feel unwelcome here.
Let's talk about fuck off. I'm trying to get this pod.
I'm gonna go join a different podcast.
I'm trying to get
a good one.
I'm trying to get this podcast back on track, and you keep interrupting me, and you always moan at how
So
I interrupt
you got a whole B
Give
like
me
in the crew.
some motherfucking respect. I've got a whole B right now. B.
I'm not gonna give you respect if you keep kicking me. Every
Back
10
on
seconds,
track.
so.
Let's talk about how Tupac influenced the universe and how it moves.
I don't get it.
Okay, so moving on to the next topic. If you could have one more backwards compatibility game on the Xbox One, what would it be? And to make
Viva
this,
Pinata.
and to make this a bit more interesting, we'll say Xbox Original as well.
Xbox original.
So you can have Xbox 360 or Xbox Original.
Whoa,
The
you know
power-
what?
He's got the whole world in his hands. Got the whole world in his hands.
Honestly, I would be cliche and say like some old Need for Speed game or an old Forza game. I'm not going to be. What game I would actually desire to be put on to the next gen backwards compatibility? I'm talking double backwards compatibility. We are talking the original Xbox. And yeah, I would like Battlefield Front.
2.
Ooh,
That game is
Battlefront.
popping. I had that on the
That
PSP.
game
Speaking of
you know,
PSPs,
nigga, you know when I was on that on the Battlefront and Yoda just came out, vroom vroom vroom. Oh shit, my arm.
Nice.
Do you remember you could
Oh.
play? You could play like
Nice.
you could change the settings to make it so you're always a hero.
How?
Did you ever do that? Oh, well, at least on the PSP version I had on Battlefront 2, you could
If I
change
ever
it
knew
so
that.
there was literally
I actually have a question.
you could get heroes every 5 seconds.
Wow.
I have
never
a
knew that.
question. On Battlefront 2, what was your favorite game mode? Mine was Conquest. I loved
I
Conquest.
can't
was
remember.
Conquest?
I genuinely can't remember. It was Conquest
Conquest?
flag mode. It was like domination.
Conquest was so you would go into one of the worlds, and then you have 250 versus 250, and the first team to eliminate all 200.
So it's just
other
TDM.
people.
Just TDM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
that
thing,
was
no,
good.
I don't know what this game mode was called, but I can remember like these holographic pods.
Capture the flag.
That's the game mode I played a lot.
You know, for
Shows
you
the
guys
picture.
on the because you guys obviously didn't play PSP because I had it on the PSP because I didn't have a PS2. Did you ever have an Ewok versus Stormtroopers mode?
Yeah.
That
sick.
shit was
Yeah.
hilarious. Oh my god! When I first saw it, I was like, huh? And then you play it, and it's actually when you like, it's actually fucking hilarious.
Another character I can remember is that robot that you could roll. It rolls.
Oh, Droidica.
Well, like,
That's
yeah,
what it was
and
called.
then when-
Droidica, and it had the fucking
When-
shield. Oh
yeah, when
my
you
God,
come
that's
out of the
hilarious.
rolling mode, it goes into some stiff shit, and then like that game was amazing.
Yeah, Battlefront.
That's what Jay's like in bed. He just goes. He
Yeah,
just rolls
I
out.
roll up to the bed, and then when I go into position, I just go out and I just start gyrating.
You're gonna regret that now. You just got that on the internet. You gyrating.
What?
Like
Me doing that?
you gyrating like a droidica.
Well, that's a shit gif. So whoever wants to gif that, Golem.
Yeah, but the newest Battlefront wasn't as good at all, and obviously you kind of expect that, but it wasn't even similar. It was
It
literally
didn't even feel like it. Just felt like
Battlefield.
Battlefield.
It literally
What
felt
we
like
seen.
Battlefield. It's so disappointing. And you know that originally a Battlefield 3 for PS3 and Xbox 360 was going to be made, but it got canned because LucasArts got bankrupt or some shit. Disappointing.
Why did EA fund them?
Because that was way before EA were involved. That was like 2009.
EA's not always been involved.
They used to make it just independent with LucasArts, and there's actually gameplay on YouTube. I'll show you after the podcast is over. But yeah, there was going to be one made, but it never happened.
I did have the case, but I don't have it anymore. Don't know where it
I've
went.
still got mine up there, I think. The PSP version, absolute G of a game. Anyway, we should keep this going. Go around the table. Anyone else?
I'm ready.
Oh,
All right,
God.
so this game was a classic on the classic Xbox, and is a popular racing game to people who have played it. I am talking, of course, about Capella's Deer Hunt 2004 season. Midtown Madness 3.
No one fucking knows those games.
That was so planned. And
Yeah, it was.
CJ's busting dad jokes and he's not even 18 yet.
Yeah, but Midtown Madness 3, good game. Please bring it to backwards compatibility. Xbox.
It wasn't even that good. It honestly wasn't that good, CJ.
Yeah, I know that. You no need to tell me, bitch.
I'm so confused.
God. I'm so glad this podcast we're not in the same room because I would have punched him by now.
I don't understand
definitely would have punched him
what's
by
got
now.
into CJ today. I don't understand. It's literally
No,
today.
what's gotten into you? It's because you kicked me for like 10 minutes and that
Because you
triggered
being
me.
racist for no reason. It wasn't even banter. It was literally, you literally were being racist.
You called him a packy and you expect to not get kicked.
Removed.
So you've called him a packy before, so it's his name.
Unplayable banter, and it was not on Drivecast.
No, it's just because I'm
Yeah, it
black.
has been.
I'm black.
I remember.
I'm black, so
Anyway,
we shot on the street for free. You have
after
to pay for it.
CJ's rage antics, I'm trying to look at games that I've got in my stack. I don't want to say a Need for Speed game because that's kind of cliche.
Yeah.
No, does no one have any memory of Chase?
No.
I can't believe
Oh,
that.
Crazy Taxi. That would be cool.
That was a fucking Dreamcast game. That was old.
Hold up. Crazy Taxi's already on backwards compatibility, I swear.
What?
I swear it already is. I'm gonna have a look.
Um,
Hold up, I've seen it.
Obviously, like in hindsight, you would say something like Underground 2. But I don't want to say something like that. Oh, I've got a good one, and it's probably not the best of ideas. Actually, I've got two. Far Cry 3 dash GTA 4.
It is. Crazy
It is?
Taxi is in backwards compatibility, yeah.
That game was fucking sick.
Genuinely is.
I played that on the fucking Dreamcast. That shit was so sick.
Fucking old. I can remember it on the PS2.
I played it on the Game Boy originally.
The game.
I actually played a lot of my games originally on Game Boy. I played Underground 1 first on Game Boy, Underground 2 first.
I played a lot of the Need for Speeds on Game. I played Most Wanted
Yeah.
on Game Boy.
Yeah, Most Wanted was sick.
I played Lilo and Stitch on Game Boy. That shit was on lock. That shit was actually sick. I remember you shooting them with the banana things, and oh my god. And then that was amazing. And then I lost my Game Boy.
Period.
And that too. I had little periods when I was a little kid.
Okay, that's cute.
Came through my Jap side.
Yeah, it's
Um,
been on it's I think it's some sort of remastered version.
That's so
Because it
sick.
said-
I actually kind of want it and make a video on it because that game was so good.
£6.75.
Fuck that noise.
God.
Fuck that noise. £6. Are you mad? I bought the fucking Horizon Rally expansion for £2.
Sega.
By the way, it's worth picking up for £2. It genuinely is. It's actually sick. The amount of content that's in that expansion is ridiculous. From what I'm playing so far, anyway. It feels like there's so much more. Obviously, in Horizon 2, they were able to port everything in. But to think that they made all those parts from scratch back in the day was actually insane. Like, they
I
do
just wanna
full-on
say-
rally conversions. The physics feel different.
I just want to say, I am happy with like the Horizon 2 rallying somewhat, and I also like how rally focus / I just like how everything is balanced in Horizon 3. However, in Horizon 2, when I did watch you play through that Horizon Rally thing, it did look fun. It looked like an actual dirt game.
Yeah.
Looks sick.
It
I
literally-
might as well just get it because I have like $5 laying around.
fully
probably.
fledged, like everything from the co-drivers to the physics, and like it feels a lot. It's just a great game. You like literally Horizon, everything from its DLCs to the actual game itself. It's just sick. If you have not played it and it's still on Xbox One backwards compatibility compatibility for a while, you need to go and try it because it's just fucking awesome. I would have said Horizon, but obviously that's already on backwards compatibility too. There's loads of games I would add, to be honest. Loads
Forza,
of games.
I want Motorsport 4.
San Andreas.
Yeah, Motorsport 4 would be sick. I would actually, I'm guessing Motorsport 4 would come whenever 7 comes out. I want to
That's
guess.
gay. They
It
don't.
won't.
That's law.
It won't.
How do you know?
That was a shot.
6
I
came
said it
out.
was guess.
When 6
Oh.
came out, nothing happened. So surely
Because they weren't listening to us. They seem to kind of
They already had pre-planned games that they're gonna release then.
As of recent, I feel like Playground Games on Turn 10 are trying their hardest to be human beings.
I still don't think they're listening to us.
They aren't.
I just
Well,
think
they
that-
are. They are,
I don't
because
think
if they weren't listening to us, then there wouldn't be half of the things in there. Because
They're,
half of the
look,
things that are in there are in
they're
there
looking at
because-
trends. They're looking
No,
at
they're
trends
not.
and they're seeing what sells well.
How? So you're telling me that the
Minus a few things like the auction house. There's a few anomalies, obviously.
there are,
there's
the anomalies are there though. So
there's always going to be anomalies, but I think they're listening to trends, because I don't know.
I don't know about that, because like when they brought out the first Horizon, 2012, that was a dark time for open world racing games. That's why they kind of did one.
it was a huge risk take bringing that game out. I really didn't expect it to.
Exactly, so that to go
Expect
balls
it.
to the wall and bring everything out. Otherwise, there wouldn't.
That's
be a
not following a
series.
trend though. That's filling in a blank.
No, but that's different. 2012 was very different to 2016. Times change.
I see what you're saying. They're not all there with listening to us, but I do feel like they have leaned towards the
I feel
community a
like-
lot more than they did before.
The customization
Even
is
if
kind
it
of
is
pressured
small.
from Need for Speed. The open world aspect I feel is kind of pressured from the crew, because the crew's open world is very, very open. There's literally no
it
barriers.
hasn't. No, it hasn't. They weren't the first people to make an open world game big.
Yeah, but that is. I'm not saying that is the case. I'm saying the barriers and
I don't like what
open-
you said with the Need for Speed part, because any game can have, or any AAA game
Okay,
can have
underground
a
ish,
lot of
like
customization.
wide bodies, and then even the rally customization. I think that's partly from the crew as well, from the raid space.
That's following car culture though. That's not necessarily getting at. from
Come on,
Need for Speed.
man. I know you don't like.
Okay,
them.
no. Okay, then. Okay, following car culture. So just following trends, not really listening to the community specifically.
It doesn't mainly have to be 100%
And
of
a
following
lot of what
trends.
you're saying, in fact, all of what you're saying is speculation. You don't know if they're sitting there.
I'm not. This is a
Doing
completely.
what I think.
This is my opinion. It's
You should
completely.
have played it. You should have played.
It's completely my opinion. This is completely my opinion. I don't feel like they are listening to the community.
What about the
so much.
S14 then?
That's available for one event, and that's it.
But they're still listening.
Exactly. They made it. Okay, the reason
They've
why.
listened, of course. I'm not taking.
You know, it's a very special card to the community. So
Yeah,
they-
yeah, exactly.
I'm not-
So
I'm
they're
not
gonna make
taking-
it
so
strictly available.
I'm not
Yeah.
taking it. I'm not taking it away from it, but it's in a one-time event, and they're gonna make it a unicorn.
Yeah, where the 350 at?
All I'm saying.
I'm joking.
I didn't.
Nah,
All I'm saying is, yeah. Imagine if you're a little kid and you're really into Forza and you can only get it at Christmas, and now it's going to be up on the storefront for extortionate prices.
Then
It's
you
not-
grind.
it's
I mean,
not-
it's not
it's
that
not-
hard to get
it's
a
not
lot of
food
money in
service.
Forza.
But with
You
the
should-
new with the auction house, that's going to add a completely different dimension to credits. Surely
you should be playing Forza if you can't play.
you can't what?
You should be playing game consoles if you don't know how to play Forza.
So if you're getting something for Christmas off a family member, you shouldn't be able to get it.
When I was little, that shit didn't matter to me, so I imagine it wouldn't to little
But
kids.
trust me, things have changed. Like I see my little cousins playing Minecraft and shit, and not even that. Like they're playing things like No Man's Sky. Like what the fuck? And it's
Man's Sky?
the way
No
the
Man's
way
Sky.
it's the way they play it. It's different now. It's not the same as it used to be when we were little kids because the internet is so accessible. It's not the same.
The
I
only way
feel like
they
the
get that-
S14 thing. Sorry, go, Jeff.
The only way that these little children would know about the S14
And it doesn't even have to be
is
little. You don't have to be little. You can be like 11, 12. I was still getting Christmas games at 11, 12.
Get good. Are you talking about not having
Get
the
good
game?
isn't a good excuse. Get good isn't a good excuse.
Are you talking about not having the game soon enough to be able to get it?
No, I'm talking about the fact the S14 is only going to be available in this one event.
Is the S14 Kaluki gonna be in it?
CJ,
No.
we're having a completely straight conversation. You just come in and meme it up.
Kill yourself.
What did you say? What'd you say? That's right, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Kill yourself.
Yeah, and it's the fact that maybe that kid who has been following Forza since if maybe 4 or whatever, and when he was very, very young, and now he wants to get that car and he can't. It's like, it's that scenario. I don't know. If it was really fan service, surely it would just be in the game anyway.
Talking about a fucking film plot. It doesn't even.
My vision of
It
it, of the
completely
S14
applies.
thing, my vision of the S14 thing is they want to make it strictly available because it's such a wanted car. Because think about it, if you're going to have an S14 in the game after quite a few games of it not being in, you want it to be like, like, oh, I have an S14. This means a lot, which is why I could understand why there's such a restricted amount. It gives the car more value.
I just think it's going to be cool being able to have a car that not everyone has.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like if that car literally just got put on for like what 14K, that's how much the Sylvias usually are, around that mark. You will see them everywhere. Slap train lobbies full of fucking S14s. Oh, sick drift, bro! It's Kaluki.
Especially if it has. I think regardless, especially in October time, if they've got wide bodies, especially like if that S14 has a wide body, because I'm pretty sure it's got a Rocket Bunny wide body, right?
It does, yes.
If it's got a Rocket Bunny wide body, there's going to be so many of that exact same car in lobbies drifting around the Surfers Paradise in the middle little city areas. It's going to be ridiculous, especially in October time. Obviously, they'll fizzle out over time, but coming back to the main point, I don't know. Little things kind of point to, because we've seen it before with Horizon 2. They didn't really listen so much. It was kind of just them off their own back, and we've seen it
Think about it though, there wasn't that much demand because people weren't pissed at them, or select groups of people weren't pissed. Because
there was definitely competition with the crew though, and that's like no brainer. And
not that much though, because no one knew what the crew was then. Forza was a known.
Exactly, new IP, no one knows what to expect. It could literally blow anything out of the park at the time. That's what you're thinking at least, and it looks very, very promising as we're building up to launch too. Like, I remember the crew, everyone thought I was going to be I mean, to an extent, for a new IP from Ubisoft, it is still going very, very strong.
Mm.
I mean, think about it. The crew is almost, 2 years old now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years old.
I don't know. When the creative director is literally on Twitter every day.
But that's how it was for Horizon 2 as well, at the launch. And then everyone fizzled away.
That's what I mean. Like, saying that they don't care about the community, like, I doubt it's a group of people just sitting there like, we have to fucking listen to these people.
No.
I understand there's certain things that they could do better. No, but
I'm not saying then like they're completely ignoring and they hate the community. I'm just saying I think they're listening more so to trends than the community. I think they're looking more so at what other things are doing. It's not bad. In the end of the day, we still get what we want, but when say the trends fade away and it's literally just them on their own, for example Horizon 2, then they kind of lose their way a bit.
Yeah, I guess.
And even Horizon 1 to an extent, that kind of was listening to... When did Horizon 2 come out? Yeah, no, it did. It
2014.
I mean, Horizon 1 came out in 2012, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That kind of took cues from trends, like little things like the whole festival culture and like...
You could say that about any game, though, so...
Yeah, you genuinely
From
could.
what?
Look at Need for Speed. Look at Need for Speed and all of the like car culture that's in there. That's taken from what is in car culture today.
But that's very specific to the community because of like all the things they did with like inviting people out early on and stuff.
Well, no one knew about that.
They said that. They said that in
they still knew what they were doing. The people that went to go and play it early told them what was trending, what they liked, and what was in car culture today.
The vision.
So that game is built on trends. There's nothing wrong with a game being built on trends or a company following trends. That's normal business.
I never said there was anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that they are listening more so to trends than the community.
I don't really see that as an issue.
In the end of the day, we do get what we want, but it's not going to help when the trends fade away and they're literally by themselves again. For example, Horizon 2. That's the main point.
I get what you mean, but at the same time, I feel like they can't be ignoring the community that much.
I feel like because of Forza's bad run of last 3 games, I feel like everyone's just naturally trying to look at the game in a bad light.
I think
that's how I see it.
I think it's fair enough to be pessimistic coming into this game, or not. Maybe not pessimistic. Pessimistic's the wrong word, but just like having standards lower.
So even though I'm very hypocritical, it goes against what I said last year about comparing. If you look at Need for Speed then, and Need for Speed 2015, there are obviously a lot of things missing from that game. I know it's a different, it's the second game Ghost worked on as a studio, and it's the first of a reboot of a series. So it's not going to be perfect at all. You're not pessimistic about going into the next Need for Speed.
No. Because
Biased. That's extremely biased. That is extremely.
I don't think I need to be.
I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I don't think there's going to be things.
Of course, the game didn't last as long as everyone wanted to, but that wasn't the reason why that was because they didn't have the funding, because they were leaning more towards the community with free DLC, not because they didn't want to. That was because they literally couldn't do it with funds. If you look at the crew, I mean, with the next game, am I looking really pessimistic, or the next expansion? No, not really. Because again, like, I know what to expect. As where Horizon, the first Horizon was absolutely fucking amazing, one of the best games I've ever played. And I went into Horizon 2 extremely hyped, and I was a bit underwhelmed.
So talking about that, actually, the crew, the reason why I'm not so pessimistic if they do make another game is because the game is sold well. In comparison to Need for Speed, I don't think Need for Speed is sold as well as the crew has. Then again, the crew has been out for a year longer than Need for Speed. I think regardless, Need for Speed is kind of looked at in a bad light, and the crew is just one of those games that is not looked at as such of a bad light as Need for Speed.
I feel like the crew doesn't get enough attention. I look at Ivory Tower and Ghost in the same light. I put them on the same level. What they both What they both do is on the same level. Obviously, Need for Speed gets a bit more exposure because it's a bit bigger, and that's kind of what I've played since a little kid. But I still think Ivory Tower and what they've done is on the same level as Need for Speed, regardless. They are that. It might not seem that way in like the argument we just, well, not argument, the discussion we just had, because, you know, you kept on bringing Need for Speed up as an example. But I think the crew is right up there with Need for Speed in terms of the way they manage things, and I don't think Forza are at Ivory Tower's level. In terms of just keeping it alive and keeping it, you know, fresh. Like, they go out of their way. Like, Ivory Tower is not a small it's not a big company. Smaller than Ghost, easily, and definitely smaller than Turn 10 and Playground. Like, what they do is insane, and I put them on the same level easily as Forza and Need for Speed, if not higher, just because of how small the team is. And that's I'm trying to be as neutral as possible in this conversation. Like, I can't see any way where them two companies specifically, like, in terms of creating games, I can't be worried for the next game because they've done well for the games that they've made.
Yeah.
If I'm sure if the crew dash Need for Speed had a bunch of cars that they could import in, they had a bunch of customization things they could do, a bunch of specs, a bunch of this, a bunch of that they could import in from other games, they would. Forza's got, and it's nothing to take away from Forza, that's one good thing they can do because they are owned by Microsoft and they've got the Motorsport series, they can literally import models. That's going to bump up the car list and make it very, very, very healthy, more so than any other game. And that's one advantage they have over games, is the car list. But for where they make up in the car list, some areas are lacking.
Yeah.
For example, Horizon 2's map. The crew's map is not lacking. Some areas can look samey, and obviously sometimes it is going to look dead just because of how broad it is.
I don't know. I just feel like driving on the crew, I don't look around and feel, wow, this looks incredible.
It's just
I just feel like it's bland. I'm not saying it's not a good game. I played the crew and enjoyed it, but if I go around on Need for Speed, even though like literally it's nighttime most of the time, or dusk. Anyway, when I'm driving around on Need for Speed, it looks ridiculous. Like, it's eye pleasing and it looks mad. I could say the same about even Horizon 1, like last gen. I was saying it in one of my videos. To say it is last gen, it looks incredible. But when I'm not going to say really Forza, because Forza Horizon 2 kind of has the same similarities with the crew. It's kind of underwhelming to look at.
I think the reason why the crew's so underwhelming to look at is because how big the map is.
Exactly.
I think it's that, and also...
And that's drawbacks. That's things you've got to take and give.
Yeah.
I think it's that, and also the fact that you got to remember that it was made on somewhat old hardware, and I think this is the main reason why it doesn't look as... I mean, the game looks great, especially if you go into photo mode and you just mess around with the settings. But I think one of the weaknesses is some of the textures that you look at. All of the and the reason for this is because
I'm pretty sure it was developed on a 360.
Yeah.
It was, since the game was made over a course of 6 or 7 years or however long it was made, it's been through 2010, 2009, 2010, 2011, and you gotta remember that graphics weren't as good back then, which is why they did have that graphic rehaul just a year ago.
And that was,
and
and
if
think
they
about
did
that,
make the game,
the team who did that.
If they did make the game from scratch, say in 2013, 2014, I guarantee you the game would look so much more eye-pleasing. But just the fact that it was made on a 360 kind of brings down the quality of the graphics, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. And you got to keep in mind, when they did the graphics overhaul, like, this team's already small enough to begin with. So they're making cars, they're making updates, and then they're also fucking retexturing everything. I don't know. I think Ivory Tower are up there, like, in terms of devs. I don't feel like I'm being biased. I feel like I've put forward a good case.
To be honest, it seems with the new update, calling all units, it just seems very half-assed though. And it seemed like with Ivory Towers... I don't know
if half-assed is the right word, but I get where you're coming from. It just, the concept by itself, like, run into a crate and, oh man, there's like fucking helicopters everywhere. It's like, where the fuck did this even come from?
And that's really just what the whole expansion is, plus missions and the ability to be a cop.
I think really the reason why that's the case is because the previous expansions have set the bar so high, and that's fine. But I don't know, I feel like...
But even then,
you don't even have to pay for it to experience it. You can play it for free as a racer.
Yeah. Well, then again, even then, like the fact that you can get chased without the DLC, right?
Yeah.
You can get chased, but then that takes away something that you need the expansion for. So with the expansion, you're only getting the ability to play as a cop in missions.
Yeah, and all the cop cars and stuff as well.
Oh, the cop cars, yeah. But the cars, like the racer cars, those are you
still can't complain about free stuff, though. It's free stuff in the end of the day.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think there's anything wrong with the DLC. I just think it's a bit of a weird time.
It just seems a bit lackluster. I mean, compared to Wild Run.
Like, I feel like if this expansion was made 3 to 4 years ago, it would have been perfectly acceptable because that's when Hot Pursuit and Rivals, that kind of time period was out. And like, oh man, Cops and Racers is a big thing now, but now it's not the trendiest thing anymore.
I mean,
I do get, like, making your own twist on like Cops and Racers, and it may have been requested by the community. As far as I know, I didn't hear it being brought up all that much. I did hear of a game mode being brought up, and I have the same vision of that as Cam, where it would just be a game mode in like PvP or something. It wouldn't be like they didn't. Not as in as they went. Just like, okay, these are the cops, these are the racers. The cops are being put in, like, Ford Crown Victorias, and the racers are put in a certain car spec. You know? Yeah. Not like a full-on expansion. Although, I do respect the work that they did put in for...
I don't think it's going to last that long. Just because of the substance behind it. It's like, you're going to do it a few times, and that's it. You're going to try the new cars, and that's it. But... in that time when you do play it, it's going to be fucking hilarious. Because it just seems like the whole Cops and Robbers idea is just fun. So I think in that short period where people are playing it, it's going to be fucking great.
It's going to make for some good videos.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Holy shit! We said the exact same thing. Shut up, Chris.
The exact same thing.
Right, so now you two are done licking each other's ass. We can go ahead and go into the Q&A questions.
Let me lick your ass more, Dad.
No, fuck off. So the first question comes from Zane Plays Dirt 3, and he says...
What did you just say to me?
So the next question comes from Zane Plays Dirt 3, and his question is, what is your favourite car from any GTA game?
Calais.
Feltzer.
What's that one that looks like a BMW?
My dad. Oracle.
The one from GTA 4 where it's hidden behind...
No, not the Oracle.
Sentinel.
It's Sentinel, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Cabanazaro.
My favorite car in the GTA scene, yeah. I don't know. I'd probably have to say
the Carbonizzer looks nice. Or however you say that.
Carbonizzer.
Carbonizaro.
That's what I
There you
used to
Carbon
always.
is alright.
That's what
Carbon
I
as
used
well.
to call it always. Or used to call it.
Chemicalore.
Fucking idiot. My favorite
No,
car
I'm just saying it right. I'm Italian. A.
is the 9F, which is the equivalent to the R8 or the the Sultan, and preferably the one that was on GTA 4 where you had to go behind the thing
That's what I was talking about.
behind the garage. That's not that's a Subaru and an Evo. The Sultan is a Subaru and an Evo. The Sentinel is a BMW.
Yeah.
What the hell's the what's the Feltzer based off of? Apparent.
Some Mercedes. Looks like a
Yeah.
Mercedes.
It's based off a Moroccan.
SLK or something like that. Anyway,
That's-
next question comes from Epicness5. What's your favorite body kit?
Dick.
This is
My
too
favorite
late.
body kit.
By the way, I do want to mention to all the viewers right now, it's 2:15 in the morning. I really want to go to bed.
The best
so
body
let's go.
kit in the
I gotta finish
world.
homework. I've been doing it periodically through the cast.
Fucking
Lucas been doing
traitor.
it on a podcast. My favorite body kit is the
Mine's the Zelinki.
Mine is. I'm gonna go for the wheel side R32 wide kit. That's quite nice. No, RWB. Actually, no, RWB / wheel slide stuff. Sorry.
I'm gonna go with the that one.
Okay, next
I
question
think
comes
that-
from Meg. Were you gonna say hey?
I was gonna say I genuinely don't have a favorite body kit.
Next question comes
Yeah,
from Next Gen
me neither.
Racing. You like the BN Sports, the one, don't you? For the 240. And what's the one for the S15? Is it a BN Sports one for the S15? Next question comes from Next Gen Racing. His question is, his friend wants to make racing videos. What should his name be?
What's his friend's name? Like, is there anything that his friend likes?
Read
or-
that question again, please.
So if his name is Jordan, you're gonna say, hello, all you wonderful, beautiful, craptastic people. My name is Craptastic Jordan. All right, is that
There
what name you're gonna give him?
I actually had someone. This was like 2014 when I had like 200 subs. Some guy messaged me on Twitter saying, "Hey, I'm a big fan, and I changed my name to Craptastic." But it was like his name started with an A, so it was like Craptastic Adith or something.
Right,
Weird.
so the question was, my friend wants to make racing videos. What should his name be? He really likes Honda Civics.
Ugh.
What's his name?
That's all the information I've been given.
His name should be Civic or 123.
No, it should just be VTech, just straight up.
Straight up VTech. There you go. Straight up VTech.
Don't put straight up in your name. That means okay.
No, don't do that. That's mine. I'll get you done for
Because
copyright.
you're a faggot.
I'll fuck you up for copyright, and that'll be it. Anyway, that's it for me.
Oh, that's right. It's Wednesday. So, all right. I have one from Simon Hudak. Simon Hudak says, "Can Niner please say holy shit, it's Leafy in the intro?" It's kind of late for that, but
Still
No,
like that.
can you still say it?
We don't have that trash on this
No,
channel.
don't fucking give us chlamydia.
All right. And then Harry Van asks,
Harry Van.
well, that's his name. Harry Van asks, "Lads, how do I send questions and shit?"
See, those are the types of things you ignore, and you just reply to them in the comments.
Nigga, they're not questions.
Those aren't questions.
They
That's
technically are.
That's something you reply to in the comments.
I'll reply to you in the comments, bitch.
Right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Drivecast. I most certainly did not. Hated this.
Hey.
Is the worst episode of Drivecast. I'm going to put that in the title.
Actually,
Worst episode ever.
I think this is a good episode.
Yeah, it was a good
I'm going
episode,
to put
even
worst
though
episode ever
I
in
got
the title.
triggered.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's some
was the
clickbait
worst.
shit.
It was the
Worst
worst episode. We didn't have a schedule, okay? Like, we didn't have... I might have to double upload today. Straight up info here.
Oh my god, it was the worst podcast ever.
Alright, so if you guys enjoyed, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed.
We still have a minute left.
For fuck's sake. What are you going to do for a minute?
We can talk about
What are you looking round for? A
we can
dildo.
talk about we can talk about the Burgesses exploiting the middle class. We can watch that or do his homework.
Yeah, you can watch me do my homework. This is English homework, by the way. This is you're supposed to say the illusion and then the origin and then the meaning, and you just write it down. You're like la di da di da, and then yeah.
I really
Fun fact, the government sent me a shaver.
I need to pee.
Yeah.
Legit sent me a shaver. Thought that was quite funny.
Do it on your mic. Piss on your mic.
Right. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Drivecast. If you did, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. We'll see you guys next one. Any last words before we leave?
Stay safe and peace.
Peace.
Wild card.